What is going on? Welcome to Greggles TV. The Galaxy S25 Edge was announced yesterday. Out of all the new devices that were announced, the 25, 25 Plus, 25 Ultra, at the very end of the show, they announced the Slim phone. We thought it was going to be called the Galaxy S25 Slim, but there was also rumors they were going to call it something else. They're calling it the Edge, Galaxy S25 Edge. Now, we haven't had an Edge phone from Samsung since the Galaxy S7 Edge, and that had edges on it. This phone, I don't think will have edges based off some photos and videos that we've seen of the phone, because they had the phone at the event. But I don't think anyone actually that I know held the phone in their hand. It was all like through you could see it through glass. But with that said, I wanted to talk about the Galaxy S25 Edge. Now, first of all, it's not coming out at the same time as these regular Galaxy S25s. These phones are going to be released February 7th. You can pre-order them now, though. They're linked down below. If you link, and if you use my my links, I'll get a little kickback. You'll pay a really low price if you throw in a trade-in, same price you would get if you didn't use my link. So you have nothing to lose and everything to help me out. But regardless, yeah, if you want to get that, I pre-ordered the S25 Ultra, 512 gigabyte, because it was free storage upgrades, and I got a Watch 7 as well in green, and then the phone was like beige or something, I forget. Beyond that though, the Edge itself, what do I think about it? Well, first of all, it's got two cameras, which this phone is super slim, 6.4 millimeters, which is what we were hearing it was going to be, and it ended up being that size as well. And then the phone's got some pretty big camera bumps on there, but the camera, at least one of them, is supposed to be 200 megapixels, which would match what you get on the Ultra. But then you think about, like, this phone, is this thing going to be having a super small battery? I've seen sites talk about the battery being between 4,700 and 4,900 milliamps. I've seen some say 3,000 milliamps to 4,000 milliamps, which is terrible, because if it's that small, battery life is going to be god-awful on this phone. They didn't talk about, at least from what I saw, performance or anything like that. Is it going to be a Snapdragon 8 Elite, but maybe not uses all the cores, or is maybe toned down in terms of speed because it's so slim and it doesn't have a lot of room to let the phone breathe? There's questions that remain about this phone until it actually gets into our hands and we can do videos on it and test it out. But my concerns of the phone, the 25 Edge, would be, is battery life going to be bad? Is performance going to be toned down because of overheating that might cause the phone not being able to breathe and filter out the hot air as much? Is there issues going to happen with the bendability of the phone? Some of the iPads, I should say, were so thin you could actually bend them. Are we going to have that effect with the Edge? Is it going to be like that? What's the price going to be? Since it's so thin, is it going to be like more than an Ultra, or is it going to be about the same price as a Plus? Like, where's the price sit at? Storage, is it going to be like, not the storage, because there are all the, from 128 to 1 terabyte, the little piece of the storage is really the same size on all of them, but is it going to be a low storage amount to keep the cost down? Is it going to be slower charging? Is the screen not going to be as good? Like, I have a lot of questions about it, probably more questions than I have. I mean, I have confidence in the phone. Like, it could be a cool phone. Like, I think it's kind of interesting that it is going to be super slim, but is it going to be uncomfortable because it's so slim holding it? There's a lot of questions about this phone until we get it in hand. Release date, they didn't say. They just said a few months maybe, which we've heard May. And at that point, it's like, if you're getting an S25, you're probably going to already get it by then, even though the 24 and the 25 are pretty similar. There was also, at least initially before this show, they didn't announce where it's coming out, but there was rumors that it was not coming out in the USA. And then Android Authority put out a report that they spoke to a unnamed Samsung representative who said it is coming out in the US and Korea, but probably not a lot of other places, because we've heard like 39 countries it was going to come out, and that it was not going to come out in USA or Korea, Japan, and places like that, China. So there's like there's just so many questions that arise from this, and it's going to be one of those devices that's coming out later. So it's like, who's it marketed towards? Is it coming out too late because the S25 series is coming out in first week of February? I don't know. It's kind of a weird thing. Like, why is it taking so long? Why wouldn't they? I just have so many questions about it. Is it maybe they're just waiting because they want to, when the S25's like popularity's dying down in May or whatever, June, they're like, hey, we got a new S25 and it's the Edge and it's super slim. You might want to buy it since you didn't buy the first, one of the first 3 ones we put out with the Plus base or the Ultra. But beyond that, yeah, I'm curious about it. I'll tell you that much. But what do you guys think about it? Is it something that you're even interested in at all? Let me know in the comments down below. I'll be curious to know your opinions. Have a great day, and we'll see you down the road. Peace.